basketball. The Buckeyes are preparing for battle, and you're preparing to listen to them. Equally important, this is Fan Warmup.
The Fan Warmup Show is presented by the Ohio State University Army ROTC. Buckeyes lead the way.
What's going on, Buckeye basketball fans? I'm Timmy Hall. We are getting ready for hoops tonight. Big Ten play rolls on, and every time out, Ohio State is fighting for its tournament life. They have come a long way from when we might have been wondering if this team was going to qualify for the Big Ten tournament when they were going into that game at Mackey Arena, coming off of a few straight losses. They turned things around. They have shown a lot of grit. They've shown a lot of toughness. They've hit shots. They've shown some pretty good balance offensively and, more importantly for me, defensively as a basketball team, because their defensive numbers have trended way higher this late in the season than what we've seen the past 2 years, maybe even 3 years. So love seeing a team that's in the top 30 in defense nationally right now. That really helps. I want to say last time I looked, they were 31-30, like very balanced in their KenPom offensive efficiency and defensive efficiency. You can live with that, but they got to keep going. Every single time you got a game, you are fighting for it, because in this conference, if you blink twice, that one loss last time out against Illinois, that can be 3. If you're not ready to go and primed up for every single contest, and you are facing a really, really good Maryland team that deservedly is now ranked in the top 20. Maryland at 17-5, they are on a heater. They have won 4 straight games. They've won 6 of their last 7. They have won close games. They blew out Illinois on the road. They've survived 1-point games on the road at Indiana. They've been on both sides of it too. They lost to Northwestern and Oregon on the road, 1-possession games. They have won a couple of 1-possession games against Nebraska and Indiana. So they've done it both ways, but they're just good. They're just a flat-out good basketball team. We've seen them before, and Ohio State got rocked, and Ohio State is not even close to that same team anymore. We actually had head coach Jake Diebler, before we get Ron Stokes on for our nightly chat, every game time chat. That's what I meant to say. We'll do that in a few minutes, but Jake Diebler was in studio yesterday with Morning Juice, and it was a good wide-ranging conversation. And one of the things they hit on was that blowout loss at Maryland. Now they see them again. You don't see a lot of Big Ten teams twice these days, and on all the growth for the Buckeyes since that game.
Well, I think we are consistently playing really hard and really tough. And that was really, really important to me this year that we established that, because that's going to be an identity for us moving forward every single year. We're a completely different team from when that game happened. And, I think that game certainly was impactful in validating just the toughness and the togetherness that you have to have in this league. Whether you think you have momentum or not, on any given night in Big Ten basketball, you got to bring your best stuff. So that was a learning experience for us. I like where we're at. I think we're playing better. We're growing. We haven't arrived by any means yet, and we've talked about that. We need to start peaking. It's that time of year, but we haven't peaked yet, and I think that's exciting. But we need to be really, really good against a Maryland team who's, arguably playing as well as anybody in the conference right now. So it should be a fun one tomorrow night.
Yeah, and tomorrow night, of course, becomes tonight. He was there yesterday. I recommend, if you're a Buckeye Hoops fan, you check out that interview where Morning Juice lives, their social media channels, and at 971thefan.com. So check that out. And he talked about so much other stuff. He talked about that Purdue game and how they were kind of on the brink when they were on the road at Mackey. And that result, being down in that game, as loud as that building was, and then taking that body blow, coming back and winning that game, and starting a 3-game win streak of their own. This is a team now that has won 3 Big Ten road games. We know that they've lost their fair share of home games, so they have made up for that. But tonight, you're at home. It's time to get back to defending your home court. It's a good team coming in here. Guess what? You're a pretty good team, too. So you go out there and you play well enough to win this ball game. Let's keep breaking it down with Ron Stokes.
It's time to go inside the Buckeyes with OSU basketball analyst and former captain Ron Stokes.
All right, Ron, been talking about it. This one, it feels like a big game because it is a big game. The Buckeyes are at a spot right now with their record and their conference record where every game matters a lot to the bottom line, right?
Yeah, it does. And as I watched the last game when they played Maryland, it was like watching a horror movie, especially that first half.
Oh, boy.
I mean, 50-17, it just didn't happen. I was talking to Skip like I was going by my play-by-play. It was like 2 minutes between every score. And there was a section where it was 5 minutes between a score. And while they're not putting points on the board, Maryland is just pouring it on. And it was just a tough first half. And I'm sure you noticed this too. Bruce Thornton didn't make his first basket until the 4:03 mark. So clearly Ohio State's not going to win too many games when Bruce Thornton is not involved. But
no.
You get another chance. They're clearly playing better basketball today than they were at that juncture. I should say more consistent basketball, especially on the defensive end. So we'll see what happens tonight.
So, okay, the Buckeyes are without Aaron Bradshaw tonight. So no Aaron Bradshaw. Is Sean Stewart back, Ron? Is he out there? Is he going to play?
Yeah, it looks like he's going to play. I was not at the shoot-around today. Paul was and said he was out there, and I think he's all good to go. And I got through whatever situation I get through with his stomach. But they're going to need him because Maryland's a very physical team. They got two bigs that are very good players.
Yes.
One's a senior, one's a freshman. It's a tough matchup for Ohio State, especially not having Aaron Bradshaw, but that means the next man up has got to step up and play at a high level.
Yeah, no kidding. I was going to call for, Aaron Bradshaw to take a step up here, to maybe look in the mirror and say, 7'1", we can't have 2 rebounds. Let's do a little bit more and start seeing that growth, and I think he can do it. He's shown some bright spots since he came back. Now Ivan Yegovan, you have to imagine, is going to get more into the rotation, and you're going to look for another big game from Devin Royal. But, hey, Devin's been consistent. Do more of what you did against Illinois. We'll all be fine with that, Devin.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he exploited the matchup that he had the advantage because he had the bigs guarding him on that perimeter, and he has really good ability to go left or right or go to the basket. And but this is a different situation. These bigs are physical. They're just as athletic and can go left or right. So Devin's going to have to play at great level tonight as well. And maybe we see Austin Parks. I know he played in the first game because Aaron Bradshaw did not play. He was out off the team at that point.
Yeah.
But hey, it's a great game to win. You're at home. Clearly, one of the better teams in the Big Ten. You heard Jake Diva talked about it. They won 4 in a row and 5 out of their last 6. This is a really, really hot team, and they're playing some great basketball right now.
Ron, it would also be wonderful. I'm not going to call it a step back. You guys have off nights. That's life, right? That's basketball. But Micah Parrish has just been increasing what he can do for this team all season long. And for him to have the foul trouble and only make 1 field goal against Illinois, you could tell that kind of affected what Ohio State could do.
That was not one of his better games. And I expect him to play better here today, especially with the fact that you're playing on your home court.
Yeah.
But he's got a lot of pride. We all know that he's played at a high level, playing in the Final Four. He's going to be motivated to come out and make up for that. And you're absolutely right. When you're playing against a high-caliber opponent, you need your best players playing at their best. He didn't do that, and he knows that had he played a little better, maybe they get a win. But you come back tonight and kind of make up for it. Not trying to get it all back from the scoring column, but just be consistently like he has been when he's been solid.
This is big tonight, Ron.
Yes,
Feels like a big game. You want meaningful games this late. Jake Diebler said that. Chance to give yourself some breathing room and get back to 500 in conference. Let's go and get this tonight.
Let's do it. Go Bucks.
Go Bucks indeed. Always love catching up with Ron Stokes here on the Warmup Show. You will hear from him, Skip Mosk, and Paul Keels for the next 45 minutes. Their pregame show, always a must listen for any Buckeye Hoops fan. I will see you after it's done, hopefully talking about a big Buckeye basketball victory. They're 2.5-point favorites. Go out there, show us. Beat Maryland. See you after it's done. Buckeye Hoops coming up next on The Fan.
You've been listening to Fan Warmup.
The Fan Warmup Show is presented by the Ohio State University Army ROTC. Buckeyes lead the way.
Stay tuned for Buckeye basketball on your flagship home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership. As an Army officer, you'll work side by side with peers who support your growth, and you'll become a role model, mentor, and decision maker in any environment, at any scale. It's a challenging path, but along the way, you'll sharpen your skills and show yourself and those around you exactly what you're capable of. Decide to lead at goarmy.com/officer.
The Ohio State University Army ROTC. Buckeyes lead the way. If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Beds are us when dreams sunk in. Beds are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
Beds are us when dreams sunk in. Beds are us.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Feeling the aches and pains of everyday life slowing you down? Introducing Blue Emu, America's #1 emu oil formula for pain relief. In a recent clinical trial, 91% of users saw improvement after using Blue Emu. Whether you're working hard, playing harder, or just staying active, Blue Emu penetrates deep to relieve joint and muscle pain fast. And best of all, you won't stink. Join the 91% who felt the difference. Find Blue Emu at your local retailer or online. Blue Emu works fast and you won't stink.
Ohio has over 920,000 diabetics. If you are a diabetic, take a step in the right direction by having your feet checked routinely by a podiatric physician, the most qualified doctors to care for your feet. Adding a podiatrist to your healthcare team can help you better manage the effects of diabetes on your feet. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.